All right,
Oh, is there
guys.
an echo in here?
We're live.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, we're just waiting for Ash. I'm gonna go.
I'm here.
Oh, hello. Let me just post this and invite and invite our fans. Open it web browsers. All of our wonderful fans. How do I? Can somebody make the link for me real quick?
What the hell is Chapels of St. Brennan? Why is that on my thing?
Yeah, what was that? Did you rename something I've played in?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's just what that one was Chapel of St. Brenna. We're not talking about the Chapel of St. Brenna. Right, mouse?
We're not. Oh,
What would you have said to have made me more interested in Chapels of St. Brennan?
I'll tell you guys after the show. We're not going to talk about it on air.
Okay.
Oh, is that the thing that we were talking about?
Don't worry about it.
God, after the show.
Can somebody post the link in?
yes, I'm working on it right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Wow, it's been a while.
That's why we stealing your monkey.
What the fuck are you talking about?
We'll explain after the show.
Oh man. Oh shit. I just got it. I don't know what's happening, but I get it. The context clues lead me to something hilarious. Yes. Yes. All right, hold on. I'm going to invite the screening room kids to this.
Oh. Wait,
Oh,
turn
here
turn
things
your
going on.
turn your mic on, then we can use it for the campaign. I'm playing.
The
Be safe, be
sirens?
safe. Yeah.
Can you hear them?
No.
No.
Okay. Whew. I was really worried that you guys might hear them because I am like
You're in the basement.
less than a mile away from the source of the sirens down the road.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Yeah. They're loud.
There was a city upstate that like their fucking fire station sounded like a like an air raid siren. And every time that shit would go off, I'm like, is the purge starting? What's going on here? They're like, no, that's just a fire alarm. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
It's at just the right like noise and frequency to absolutely ruin my concentration. So if I'm spacey tonight, I'm sorry. I'm trying my
They
best.
probably designed it to like really get your attention.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's probably good for tornado sirens.
is Eberron two B's or two R's? It's trying to correct it in my thing
I think
here.
it's one. I think it's one B and two R's.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Why is it trying to correct it wrong? God, I gotta love this this stuff. Okay. All right. Yeah. Make sure you guys all log into the YouTube if you can. If you can, it's okay too.
1B2Rs.
My audio is doubling. Oh wow, he's already listening.
Oh no.
No, there's two.
Thanks.
That's
Oh,
just insane. Ah, never mind. Never mind.
no. Is my audio doubling or not?
I don't
No,
know.
No.
dude, you're just. It's because you're on YouTube.
Oh,
You gotta like
might wanna mute
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 YouTube.
the stream.
I don't have it open.
Well, I do.
Hold on. Hold on.
Technical difficulty.
Let me ask this guy.
Oh, look, we have Rook and Rasp. What? Episode 1? Heck yeah.
Ask him.
well, that-
Hey, Rook and Rasp.
That's supposed to.
Is my audio
That's
doubling?
supposed to say episode 1, year 3.
It's not what it says. What does it say?
Episode 1.
It doesn't say. Year
No,
three?
like the poster. The poster itself says episode 1.
Oh, it says year
but
3, tiny.
But the title says, oh yeah, look at that. Oh, it's so tiny.
All right. I'm gonna check up with this friend here again, and make sure that my audio is not actually doubling, and then we'll start once I'm certain that my my audio sounds good. It could be an April Fool's Day joke.
When you say doubling, what are you even talking about?
You know when you speak and then it reverbs?
Is it possibly your headphones?
It's not me. Anyway, Illuminux
Well,
says it sounds
nobody's
good
hearing it
Can
except
you
for
hear yourself
you.
on roll 20?
now. I don't hear it.
Yeah.
One of the listeners told it to me. Sent me a message.
Oh,
Rook and
never mind.
Rasp says, "Yes, I can hear you, although your audio is low."
Oh, thanks, Rook and
Just
Rasp.
the volume is a little low, but I was listening in for a little bit.
I'll
and-
turn up my
No, I
microphone
don't.
volume.
Rook and Rest, aren't they professional? Do we have to behave?
No, come on.
We're going into
Us
performance
behave.
mode. Just kidding. All right.
I mean, to be fair,
But yes, they are professional. So, hi, my name is Steven, and I like long walks on the beach and candlelit dinners.
Thanks, Steven. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna grab my notes, guys.
Ew.
Get whatever you all need. I'm gonna be right back. so
Ew,
that I-
don't call me Steven ever again.
Did
That's
I call you
weird.
Steven?
Yeah, that's gross.
because you called yourself
You always
Steven.
call me Steve. Don't do that. that's like when you're in a relationship and like your significant other finally calls you by your name instead of babe. It's like, whoa, what did I do wrong?
Whoa. I go by Babe. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Speaking of Babe, Babe's gonna be home soon. It's gonna be an awful interruption. Can't wait. Be right back.
Oh, that's exciting.
Well, I wasn't here for the whole how is everyone. So how is everyone?
Hold on. I'm getting a question. Hi, Steven. You sound great. If you had to choose a bathing suit for a hot tub, how would you describe it? Well, okay, here's the question. Am I going into the hot tub solo, or are there multiple people? And if there are dudes, are we doing the typical 5 feet thing, or is everyone just on top of each other? I forgot that there's like a few second
delay.
lag. Yeah, so so I'm just like staring at the at the chat like, oh man, this is taking a while.
To be fair, I have a feeling that your bathing suit would look the same no matter what.
Funny thing is, I already have one in mind.
Butt ass naked?
No.
Okay.
Okay. For those of you that are listening, Midnight Alley is a cosmic horror.
All right, let's see. Hold on. Use your imagination, dudes. Tons of dudes, wall to wall. Gotcha. All right, so definitely a thong style.
What did I just
banana
walk
hammock.
in on? What are you guys doing in here?
Hold on, Steve, you have another question.
Listener questions.
Hi,
Hold on,
Steven. The stream sounds amazing, but I have a question. Would you rather get $100 or lose your limbs in a terrible train accident? I feel like that question doesn't exactly have the either or thing that you're kind of going for. So I would have to go for the $100 because it doesn't really.
Yeah. That's an April Fool's Day type question. Yeah. Well,
It's supposed to be like, would you rather get $100 and have this happen to you, or lose your limbs in a terrible train accident?
it kind of reminds me.
It's a reference to something. I don't know what it's
Yeah.
a reference to, but it's a reference to
I
something.
think it's actually from the Harry Carey skit from Saturday Night
If the
Live.
moon was made of barbecue spare ribs, would you eat it?
I would, and then I'd polish it off with a tall, cool Budweiser. Okay, let's making fun of people with disabilities is hilarious.
Oh my god.
We do it to Bo all the time.
Oh, you asshole! I mean, look, Harry Carey loved that skit, so it's okay.
The one who knocks says, I thought you were going to lose your limbs.
Oh, good, because I thought you were gonna pick "Lose Your Limbs." Yes, that's from the Harry Carey skit. I know it is.
I love you all. Just gonna say that.
I'm opening D&D, Year 3. Year 3, Episode 1, Chapter 1, Act 1.
Lots of ones today.
Lots of ones.
3 ones.
Yeah, which is funny because it's year 3.
Yep.
So,
All right. Without further ado, let's begin. Midnight Alley is a cosmic horror D&D 5e actual play podcast. Viewers' discretion is advised. Listeners' discretion? Whatever. Cool.
Yeah, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
Yeah, so welcome back, everybody. It has been a month and a week or something like that since we concluded the second year campaign, and now we're moving into year 3, picking basically up almost right where we left off. So since we left off, for the listeners, everybody kind of got a little stony and consumed
stony.
some
More like stoned.
yeah some psilocybin mushrooms.
There's the joke.
Yeah, I did mention that this is viewer listeners' discretion is advised. Anyway, some stuff happened. Everybody had some dream sequences or trips, whatever you want to call them. Everybody tripped balls mad hard, and everybody was better for it. So a couple of days went by, and everybody was like, "Man, I didn't quite trip balls hard enough. Now we need to go get the concentrated version of the concoction that they consumed at the funeral." And so they went to the local shaman, basically the drug dealer from Pineapple Express.
Catholicism.
What the hell's his name? James Franco's character. Lucian went there and picked up some stuff, and then they all got kind of crazy again and had some, out-of-body experiences again. And we're going to be picking up kind of the next day after that. But because this is our third year, and this is our first episode of the said third year and the first act of the first chapter, we are going to do a bit of a character introduction like we have in the past, so that new listeners can join us at the commencement of this act and continue to listen from here on out with an idea of what they're listening to. So, without further ado, I'd like to start off with
Nose goes.
Lucian.
No.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, you're up first, buddy.
I'm not ready. Oh, God. All right. Let's do this.
All right, we're doing this. Okay, so, Lucian, you wake up in that plush, overstuffed armchair within the rooms of your rooms, in the sitting room of your rooms, which we really need to flesh out a little bit better. Roll Constitution save for me real quick.
All right. Natural 1. Imagine. Con save. Oh, hello. That just rolled. Yeah, 17.
Okay, cool. You feel pretty good.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
You're alone in the room, though. You look around. I don't know. Fireplace is probably not lit anymore. No one has really been tending to it.
But I was lit.
You were mad lit. I don't know. How do kids talk these days? Somebody help me out here.
No, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Yeah, thanks. You were mad lit. It was super BA, and you killed it.
Hell yeah.
So you wake up to the sound of the door opening.
Mm-hmm. And I like kind of sit up in the chair and because of the awkward angle that I was like laying in, in this armchair. I like stretch and my back cracks. And then I like look over at the door.
So
Who is it, DM?
Who is it, DM? So it's Zamra, and she's holding Erithul. When they look at you, pretend that they're a new listener. And describe what they see and tell us what your race, class, and all that good shit is.
Sure. My wife of almost a year looks at me as if for the first time, seeing a drow male sitting in this chair. He's wearing God, what was the description of that fucking suit? Beautiful. All right, so it's like a navy blue suit with like baby blue trim. Fuck, the shirt was white.
Yeah, it was perfectly white, super crisp.
Yeah, and then like he was wearing a tie too. I don't remember what color, but he has black hair, and hazel eyes. Yeah.
He's a ranger. He is,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You did say class, didn't you? Yeah, he's a ranger, a Horizon Walker ranger, 10 levels, and 2 levels of fighter.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So Zamra peeks her head into the room. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning, darling.
Is it a good time? Is everything okay? Did you make it out of the woods yet?
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I had some things I needed to handle, with my cousin and, of course, helping everyone else, to achieve, as my cousin would say, enlightenment, dude.
She nods and it's just kind of doing that little thing where you like kind of shake the baby, but gently.
Oh dear.
Walking closer towards you. All right. Well, Rose just came in. She's checking in on Rory. I think, I don't know. What's our plan for today? Are you gonna visit your family or?
Actually, there are some things that I needed to discuss, with you. If you would please, come sit down. There is not really much time. We must take care of this, as soon as possible.
She sits down in the chair across from yours with a concerned look on her face. All right. Go ahead.
All right. Over the so as you know, elves are not prone to dreaming. However, I experienced a dream of sorts. I experienced a dream of sorts where I spoke to Rose's brother, Andre,
That's odd.
and he informed me that it would be wise that, for your safety, you leave the city as soon as possible, with
Me?
Erithul as well.
My
Yes.
for me to leave? Without you? Or would you... How do you see that working out, Lucian? It seems a bit odd. Could it potentially have just been, the drugs?
I wish I could say that. Unfortunately, the thing is that you and Idithul and Rory as well are in grave danger being here. I am tasked with doing something. I'm going to try and see about luring someone out of the city, and it would be wise that you and the children are not here when it happens.
Okay. I feel like that's a good drop in. Let's move on to the next person. All right, Zazie.
Me next? Oh, good heavens.
All right, Zazie. So we left off. You were having a conversation with your mentor, Gatera. And that was a bit of an uncomfortable conversation. You had some experiences. Kovanen had some experiences, and you were bringing that information to her. That's a lot to unpack. And that information will be revealed as time goes on throughout the campaign here. But I think, the two of you kind of left off of the conversation, and you were contemplative, and maybe had more questions for her, maybe not. But where do you see yourself moving next from there?
Well, given that she didn't really give me definitive answers to any of my questions because whoop-de-doo, she doesn't know shit.
Yeah, it turns out you guys are like almost the same level or higher than the level of most of your previous mentors. So your experiences are kind of exceeding their level of knowledge and experience. So some of you anyway.
She would move on to something Gatara might be able to deal with. Zazie will take out her bag of holding and put it on the table between them.
Oh, yes.
Point to it and say, there's something wrong with it.
So, let me take a look. She walks over to it, and you feel a bit of like a resonant hum begin to emanate from her in the characteristic psionic way. A bit of, luminescence around the eyes and hands, and she holds her hands in front of it, and she takes a couple of quick steps back, like, what? Zazie, what is this?
Well, if you remember the whole fiasco back in Zarashak, we didn't exactly have a place to put that dragon shard, so I put it in my bag of holding.
What?
And now it's like that.
Zazie, pardon me, but throughout all of our experiences, what would lead you to think putting the shard of an overlord inside a bag of holding would be a good idea?
Well, pardon me, Gatara, but the city was on fire. We were being swarmed by Sahagin. We were being swarmed by the cultists, the fire ones. We were hurt. We had all almost died. Erica had died. and we were trying to get out of the city to save our lives. I didn't exactly have time to think about the repercussions of my actions when I was more focused on keeping everyone alive and,
Okay.
you know,
okay. My apologies.
not dying.
You need to take everything inside of that bag out of there immediately. And do something. She kind of waves her hands around, like, very uncomfortably, doesn't want to touch it, doesn't want to get near it. Do something with it. I wouldn't even know where to begin. Maybe Lucian's family?
I thought because you have sealed other things like the Kybernomicon, you would have some idea of what to do.
This is an active elder presence. It's not... This isn't a dormant shard. This is different. It needs to go away.
I completely overestimated your abilities. I'll go take care of this myself. She'll pick up back of holding and exit the room.
She grabs you by your wrist really quickly. Do you resist her?
Yes.
All right. Roll a opposed athletics.
That's 3. Maybe she gets a 1. Maybe she gets a 1.
Yeah, maybe. No. She grasps hold of your wrist as you pull away from her. The moment she feels you tug, she lets go. Zazie, please. Don't go back to being like this. We've made so much progress.
Yeah. Progress when I thought you could actually help.
What do you want from me? Do you want me to be... I can't be more than I am.
Yeah, all this time, so much, you have promised me answers. You have promised to give me answers. All of the answers I have found has been found by myself, without your help.
She just kind of, like, puts her hands up. Go. Just go. Please.
Goodbye. Chill. Leave.
So, as you're leaving, go ahead and give us a little bit of a snapshot of Zazie, what she looks like, what her, level, class, all that good stuff is. Just a, little bit of a explanation. And also, for listeners that are hanging out here, we will be putting this up on Spotify and, whatnot. There will be the opportunity to listen to this. But you can also go back and watch our YouTube videos where we did the interviews and get a really in-depth, granular idea of what the characters are like. So keep that in mind. Anyway, sorry about that. Go ahead, Zazie.
Zazie, or actually full name Zazie Ashti, is a Kalashtar. She's in the neighborhood of 5'4" to 5'5" feet, not meters. She has snow white hair. She's pale and has many, many scars on her body. She wears blues and browns and the occasional bit of red. She has bright, unnaturally bright blue eyes. Currently, she's pissed. Most of the time, she looks pissed. So actually, this isn't anything new. Like any Kalashtar in this Eberron has a very ethereal, sort of angelic beauty. She, words. Class-wise, she is a Blood Hunter Wizard multi-class. She's got 6 levels of Blood Hunter, and the rest in Wizard. And that's it.
Cool. Yeah, so basically she tells you that, you know, you needed to take everything out of that bag and get rid of it. You know, and she didn't really have a lot more information for you other than that. And, you know, obviously Zazie reacted the way she did. And yeah, that's that. Let's move on to let's move on to Kovanen.
Hello, I am here. I'm ready.
All right. So we talked a little bit about Kovanen and what he was going to be up to. Maybe you could give us a little bit of a narrative on those events and how they transpire as we work our way into your little your intro here.
Naturally. So, Kovanen has spent the past day or so, like everyone else, learning some heavy stuff about himself, everyone else, and the universe. He's a very small person. His concerns are, generally speaking, pretty small. So, learning such cosmic things is weighing on him. Where we had last seen him, he was with Zazie speaking to Guitar about some of these matters. Some are about himself, some are about some of the things he's learned. Does he have some answers? Maybe. Just like everyone else, again, he's left with more questions. He had left Guitar and Zazie alone at Guitar's request so that they could have a private conversation. He would have loved to hang out just outside the door to the conference room and eavesdrop, but those two just stare at each other and speak telepathically, so that's useless. So what he does instead is, well, he has nowhere to go, nothing to do. He's trying not to think about things, so he wanders the ship again like he has done before. Yeah, stands around in the little hallway there outside the room, looks around, doesn't know which way to go. Goes to the kitchen. It's probably pretty quiet because nobody's actually no one has been on the ship to. Well, not many people have been on the ship to feed. Nothing really to see or hear in the kitchen. Crew's kind of milling about, waiting for us to get back and tell them to do something. Zarma's not even here. Zarma's their boss, I guess. Nothing exciting to see there up at the bridge. Just walking around on the deck, taking in the sights of the. When are we? Late morning.
Yeah, it's probably
City.
You know. I mean, at this point, it's probably damn near lunchtime.
Zazie woke up to have this conversation with Katara in middle of the night kind of territory.
Well, that's we're gonna retcon that.
I was pretty sure it was the morning.
Yeah, we're just gonna stick with what I just said there, and if we have to, you know, do some fill-ins,
That's fine.
we will.
That's when I thought we were anyway.
Continue.
Well, anyway, the time of day that it is so very nice, and the city is. What's the city look like right now? I don't know much about this place. He's just looking at the city, you know, the docks, the river, the people. That was for you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the docks and the people are there.
Thank you. They're cleaning up after the festivities. That's right. The
Absolutely.
funeral. That's
so
right.
the games are going on at this point. Lucian's family are going to be holding the funeral games because, essentially one of the, Cathalis family has passed. So they'll be setting up for these events and for these challenges and things like that so that, they can honor her.
That's cool. I had forgotten there were going to be games. I'm glad I asked.
Mm-hmm.
Stands at the rail of the deck, hands clasped behind his back. He feels nothing for the games, nothing about them. So he just turns around, walks back to... Well, he was going to walk back to his room, but his room's all the way in the palace, under the city, through a gate. So he'll just go to the hammock room, the bunk room, pop down in an empty hammock and swing there for a few minutes. Get comfortable with himself. And remember that the lady had invited him back into the glade to speak with her when he was ready. Some other things she had to tell him. Thinks to himself, well, why not now? Why not now instead of... I might as well. I can't. He shrugs. What's another one for the pile? Add it to the list, Hand goes up to his chest, where the silver key is hanging around a necklace, tucked under his shirt. Focuses his intent upon it, and he teleports away to the glade, a tiny pocket dimension given to him by the lady.
I think this would be a good time to kind of delve into your character class a little bit and kind of give us an idea of what that means to you. You just grab this key. You're going into this weird alternate dimension.
True.
Yeah, what is that all about?
Well, he is able to do such a thing because he has a few levels in Warlock, specifically the Genie subclass, which gives him a neat, nifty little pocket dimension to disappear into. Now we've reflavored it a little bit to be a bit, I say a bit, but quite a bit un-Genie-like. More Fae, esoteric, difficult to pin down, Eberron stuff. But here we are. He has his vessel, as they call it, where he appears and he walks around through the glade towards the staircase that leads down, very nimbly and deftly, because he also has many levels in Rogue.
Yep.
Specifically, the Swashbuckler, who are all about the fancy footwork.
What's he look like?
Well, as he's walking along the little brook there, he looks at his own reflection and he sees a 5.5 foot tall, maybe slightly under, because I thought Zazie was 5.5 foot tall, and they're the same height. Zazie's apparently 5'4" now, so maybe he's 5'5".
Something like that.
Almost 5.5 foot tall.
He's just a little bit taller.
Sure.
Cool.
Blonde elven man, young, relatively, recently shortened hair.
Yeah.
Alive.
Allegedly Elvin.
Allegedly elven. That's what he sees. He sees an elven form. That's who he is right now. That's Kovanen.
Cool.
Air quotes. Well, he continues on to the staircase, goes down, puts up a hand to the side of his face so that he can ignore the sight of the 5 sarcophagi, approaches the door where the lady dwells. He knocks. It's a habit, a formality at this point, but the lady knows he's here.
The door opens.
He just, yeah.
Uh,
The
and
door
when
opens, he has his eyes closed. He takes a breath and he opens his eyes.
Yes, his eyes closed. Okay, so for those of you who have listened in the past, when Kovanen came to this space, he would open the door and it was a little room, kind of like a rustic, cabin room with a fire, and depending on what the season was, would be what form the lady was taking, and how the room would be decorated. You know, she was very good at keeping up with Christmas and Easter and things like that. You know, she never had her Christmas tree up when Easter was about to hit. Very, very much in the theme.
Come New
of-
Year's, those Christmas lights are down.
Yeah, they're done. The Eladrin theme kind of fit that. But since Kuvanin has discovered through a couple of his most recent forays in the astral or whatever, that the lady is a little bit more than he thought. You know, it's been hinted at that she might be a form of the Traveler or something along those lines, but it turns out that she's some form of draconic being and claims to be one of the lost sovereigns, who are essentially, you know, gods or thought to be gods in Eberron. But she is a black dragon, long serpentine, I would say like a Japanese or Chinese style art with a bit of, you know, almost like a horse type shape to the face, and then just this dark umber, almost midnight purple coloring to the energy surrounding her. And her form is just floating within the openness of an astral void with a few floating stepping stones out to her form. And she's just there hovering, waiting for you.
I take it back. He still has his eyes closed, but he takes a step in. He's like,
And then he falls into
all right.
Game over.
He just floats. He just floats. There's no gravity.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, all right, you. I'm here again. Done some thinking. You know, done some talking. I'm ready, as you can see. Eyes closed as hard as they've ever been.
Open your eyes, Kuvanin.
Ah, yes. He opens his eyes.
What are
Yeah, that.
What are you doing here? Are you truly ready? Just need to ask before I do this.
I suppose I might as well make myself ready, if that helps. I don't know what's going to come up ahead. You know, we have so many dangerous things on the horizon, it seems.
She actually does laugh a little bit.
It should be now.
Because the last time you were here, you know, she basically kicked you out into some. Anyway, we're not even going to get into that right now. She laughs and smiles a little bit, and you see her gaze kind of change, and her eyes lock with yours for a moment. And you feel the overwhelming sense of her just like connecting and plunging into your being. All right, Rose.
Yes.
Okay. You have just met with Zamra, and she was watching the children in the room that one of Lucien's rooms that has been, I guess, now being used as a nursery. She grabbed Edithul, her and Lucien's child, and left you with Aurora. The parties. Well, that's a long
I
story.
guess-
That's a long story too. But this surrogate, adopted dragon that is taking a human form. That Rose and Zazie are both kind of like fighting for maternity.
I don't think we're fighting.
They're
with
co-parents.
They're-
Excuse
They're
you.
co-parents, but there's like a little bit of jealousy going on between the two of them. Like, oh, I'm the
No.
real mom, and then Zazie makes a
Oh,
cup
hello.
that says "number 2 mom" on it because
Look, my art was for funnies, okay?
I know.
That art was for funnies.
It was funny. I really enjoyed that one. Okay,
It was cute.
Rose. Before we get started, let's just dive into Rose. What's she look like? What's her class? Tell us a little bit about Rose.
Rose is a 6'4" half-orc paladin sorcerer multi-class, mostly paladin with a few levels of sorcerer thrown in for good measure. She is pretty solidly built. She's a lot of muscle on her frame.
Brick shithouse,
she-
as one of the
As I described
the
once.
viewers just put on there.
I was specifically trying to avoid that waffle. Thank you. But no, she is definitely built to both take and deliver a beating. She is very well trained in like martial skills, but she can cast if need be. She's got black hair, kind of creamy gold green skin. She's got a very, at this point, kind of elaborate golden marking along her left arm, and it's a thing that occurred. Sorry, the chat just threw me off a little bit. You guys. But no, she's a fairly young woman, solidly built. Right now, she is probably either standing over or sitting in a chair near the little bassinet that Rory is hopefully asleep in. She's just kind of watching and doing a lot of thinking currently. Unlike the others who had kind of some deeper moments for a second round of going under, whether or not they were assisted by drugs or just their own innate abilities. Rose just has kind of spent the last 24 to 36 hours doing a whole lot of nothing. But
Waiting,
thinking a lot about
watching, doing the stuff that Rose does, which is not have fun and try to be everybody's mom, even though she's the youngest. And
thoughts, which is hilarious. She was not
strong
she was
protective
trying to keep to
instincts.
herself. Yeah, she's very, very protective.
She's like a canine.
I mean, she has a golden retriever of a paladin.
with some like pit bull tendencies.
It's fair.
So, the outside door to the nursery is banging. Banging? Knocking. It's a gentle knock.
Rose kind of goes up to it. Who is it?
I'm here to clean the rooms. Is it alright if I come in for a minute? Just get started?
I'm not sure if the nursery needs it. I'm pretty sure some of the other rooms.
You hear
Could be
a
a
key in the lock, and the door starts to open. I'll just be 1 minute. And the door opens.
Rose can keep it closed. She's gonna keep it closed.
So where are you positioned in the room? We'll imagine the room is about a 12 by 12 room. And you were, I'm assuming the bassinet is probably in the corner. Do you sprint to the door to slam the door closed?
If I can make it there fast enough, yeah.
Okay. Describe what that looks like to me.
And roll damage on that poor woman.
Yeah.
Oh, my nose.
Also roll insight.
Insight first. So that is a dirty 20 for her insight.
Okay.
It's essentially,
Yeah.
Bull Terrier barreling towards the door. She doesn't have her armor on. And I think the only thing she has on her honestly is her cloak and her like one of her hand axes. She's not expecting any trouble, even though she probably should be. But she's less.
Yeah. Even though, well, you know.
Yeah.
Um.
Even though she had like that little private moment of insight, like right after they woke up from their first drug field nap.
Okay. I guess roll initiative.
All right. $22.
Nice.
So she just kind of.
All right. So, the person at the door slides by the door as they're opening it, and you slam directly into her. Like her shoulder is still in the door. Uh,
I'll apologize later if she is actually, here legitimately.
yeah.
So what did that 20 get me on insight?
The 21 insight. It's just. I was just saying. Through the door, the voice seemed very questionable. Your spidey sense tingled a little bit. You know.
Fair.
So you slam her with the door. Yeah, Lucian, make a. I guess. Roll to hit. And give me a unarmed attack, please. And we'll just get into this.
That unarmed attack did not propagate to roll 20. It's a 15.
Okay, 15.
Mhm.
15 does not hit. But I'll tell you what. I'll give you a free hit on the first round because you jammed her behind the door. So give me a damage for unarmed.
All right. It's 4.
Sweet. Lucian, give me a perception check, please. Ah, man, you're still high. All right, Rose.
Oh, yeah.
She reaches out and grabs you like a fistful of your hair and attempts to slam your head against the door. She goes to reach to grab your hair, and you're able to untangle her hand. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to try and wrestle her down, so I guess that would be a grapple.
Yep.
In this case. That would be athletics to her strength.
Sure.
Another dirty 20.
I'm gonna roll acrobatics against that. Okay, so you try to grab a hold of her. You do. You're able to grapple her. She's gonna go ahead and go, and she is going to. She is also unarmed. She just has a tray in her hand. So she's gonna go ahead and, man, I don't even know how to make a attack like that with a character that doesn't have that kind of. What's her proficiency here? I guess she wouldn't get proficiency. I'm just gonna roll to hit. All right, cool. She is going to take the tray that's in her other hand as she squirms into the room and just try to slam it against your face, like sideways, like basically like cutting into your face with it. She rolls a nat 1. It knocks the tray out of her hand against your face. She like slams it against your friggin' stone face, hits like one of your tusks, and it knocks the tray out of her hands. You have her grappled right now. Go ahead.
I'm going to try and pin her down. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to call for Lucian. Or Zamra, one of the two.
All right. So go ahead and make a athletics check for me real quick to try to take her down.
Do I need to make another
Did.
perception roll?
Probably not. Give me one anyway, just in case you roll that one.
Okay.
There might be a room in between you guys. We haven't really distinguished how far away it is. You know? Okay.
14.
All right. 14. All right, Rose. She resists your shove. You still have her grappled though. Lucian, you definitely hear a sound. I'll say that you are, 3 turns away of sprinting down the hall.
Okay.
All right. So, Kovanen, I'm going to allow you at this point to. You are going to show up in the room with Lucian as this is happening, as we discussed before. You had something really cool you wanted to show Lucian. And Zazie, where would you be right now?
Looking for Kovanen.
Okay. Roll. How do you look for him? What process do you go about looking for him?
Well, she would leave the room, try and contact Kovanen through the mental link that she had established with him. It would be cut off because he went to a different dimension.
Sure.
Then she'd search the ship head to toe.
Okay. Yeah, so he's not on the ship, and you can tell that pretty quickly, actually. Yeah, you may not show up for this. So I'm gonna swing back to Rose. Help may or may not be on the way. So you just tried to shove her. She's gonna come back at you again. All right. She realizes that you have the upper hand at this point and is going to try to slip out of your grapple. So go ahead and give me a contested grapple against this acrobatics. 17. 17.
We matched.
Yeah, so technically, I believe it's her turn, so she wins because she's the one making the action and you're the one resisting. I could be wrong on that, though, because you're the one grappling. Technically, that would make you the aggressor. So I don't know how it works in this situation. What do you think? Let's roll off again.
All right.
You guys are kind of clinched, and she starts to slip away, but then you reach back out, and let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. She, slips out for a second, and you just reach back in and just grab a fistful of her drowy hair and pull her back in. And that's going to be her turn, actually. Lucian, 2 more turns. Rose, go ahead.
All right.
I'm gonna at least attempt to get her down to the ground so I can pull an arm behind her back and just kneel on her to ask her what the hell is going on.
Kneel on her and scream.
I'd be yelling.
Okay.
So.
All right. She's going to go ahead and go again. She is actually going to reach into the back of her, I don't know, boot, sandal, whatever the heck it is, and she's pulling out a blade, and she's going to slash at you. All right, 10 to hit. Definitely doesn't hit.
And even without her armor.
Yep. And then is going to bring it back in a reverse grip and go again. Slashing back at you. 24 to hit.
He does hit.
All right. Give me a DC 15 Constitution save.
Oof. Just missed by one.
Okay, you are poisoned, my friend. And let's see what this poison does. You get the poisoned effect. Whatever that does. I've never poisoned anyone before.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Yep. And then, of course, that extra damage there. So disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Is that what you said, Kovana?
Jesus
that
Christ,
was
that's an expensive
Off the
poison.
top of the head, the disadvantage. Yes, disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
What, drow poison is super expensive?
Or it's not expensive, hefty.
Hefty. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yes.
Oh wow. Oh my god. 34 fucking damage. Jesus.
35.
35. I'm sorry. Plus 6 for piercing. Yeah. All right.
Doesn't drow poison put you to sleep too?
I don't know.
Or is that just 3.5?
We're just gonna go with regular poison.
Oh.
She doesn't have the drow poison. Okay. And that is her turn. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what? She pulled out a weapon. I'm pulling out my hand axe and I'm gonna knock her out if I can.
Fuck her.
That's a 19.
All right. That is going to hit.
Alright. Damage on that is good. Wow. It's a 4.
Nice. 4 damage. All right. She just kind of smiles. You bloody her lip a little bit. Lucian, you have one more turn.
All
I do
right.
get 2 more attacks.
Go for it.
Oh dear
Or
God.
1 more attack, sorry. Back swing for a 25.
Hits. 8
That's
more
better.
damage. Got
8
it.
damage. So now it is whoever's next.
Nice. It's going to be her. Let's see. I'm going to roll perception. What the F Fig Newtons? I tried to roll perception. It took me to the perception page. Come on. Get your shit together,
All right.
D&D Beyond. 22. She definitely hears Lucian coming. She is going to try to break out of your grasp again. And get the fuck out of here. Go for it. Give me a contested with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, that's a 8 or 9.
Sweet. She is going to break out of your grasp and start sprinting away. And yeah, that's her turn because she had to try to break out. That's the action. Okay, Lucian, you see this drow break off down the hallway ahead of you.
Okay. Do I recognize the drow servant girl?
Roll perception.
Oops, wrong window. Perception.
You see them clearly in the the livery of House Cathalis. Looks like it could be anyone, from behind, running in those clothes. Looks like a servant.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just yell out, "Hey, you stop!" Still gonna chase her though, but
roll intimidation.
all right. Here we go. Intimidation.
Okay.
That is a 9.
She just gives you whatever the drow equivalent of the middle finger is and just keeps running. Rose.
How far ahead of me is she? Hold on.
Oh, I'm
How-
sorry.
How far
Kuvana,
ahead of
actually. How far ahead of you? We will say she sprinted, so she's 2 moves ahead of you. You know how rogues be. 2 moves ahead of you.
So 60 feet.
2 moves ahead of you. We'll just do it. We'll do it moves because we're just doing arbitrary measurements here. We don't really have a map. So
All right. Hold on. Just want to see something. How far does this take me? Damn it. All right. So then I'll make a full movement. Plus a Misty Step.
Okay.
And I'm right on her ass.
Right on. Okay, Kovanen, you actually are, you were in tow with Lucian up to this point. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I didn't actually expect to be here as early as I was. Okay, so I had just got to Lucian, and then Lucian had to run away to get to help.
Correct. As soon as you walked in, it was like, oh, hey, Lucian. Oh, what is that? And then you hear Rose scream.
Kovanen actually had like a slightly excited look on his face, but his shoulders drop, and he's like, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, "All right."
Seriously, combat in the first part of it. We never do combat.
No, Lucian, wait! I have something. Hold on. And he also gives chase. But because he was delayed by his own surprise, I guess he's not able to catch up to them. Well, no, I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Yeah,
it's not
you're
that
fine.
He was late. It's just that my turn's after them. I can move. Action dash, bonus action dash. So there I am. I think I skid to a halt at the door where Rose is laying on the floor, being poisoned to death. Rose, what happened? What is that? What is this?
Hell if I know. Didn't take no for an answer.
What didn't? What does that mean? What happened? Facts, quickly.
Ed frickin' said she
An
was a
assassin?
maid.
That's crazy. And I run after Lucian.
All right.
Okay then.
Zazie, what are you doing?
Probably still looking for Kovanen, heading out of the ship and to the
Stargate.
the teleporter that will take me to the underground city to where the rest of
Kovanen would
everybody
not
is.
Have, he would have ran, straight, to go find Lucian. So he would not have found Zazie. But he is on this plane of existence now.
Cool.
I don't know
If it would reconnect.
if what?
I said if it would reconnect.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
think it would.
Well, I don't know either.
Well, Zazie, if you want to do a little investigation on that real quick and let us know how that turns out, that'd be great.
That's a 12.
Yeah, I'd say that you realize that he's not there. You're on your way back. You're probably a little bit further ahead, but you're not quite on top of them yet. You weren't like, Sherlock Holmes figuring it out like Johnny on the spot. So, yeah, it'll probably take you a few more minutes to get there. All right, Rose, you're back up again. The boys just go sprinting down the hallway.
Alright. I'm gonna let them keep pursuing because they're faster than me. Like, hands down. Now I'm gonna take a moment to use my lay on hands on myself to remove the poison.
Perfect. Cool.
So I'm no longer poisoned.
All right, and that brings us back around to Lucian. I'm sorry, actually, the assassin is up. All right, they are going to drop a field of darkness ahead of them, and that is going to be the last thing you see, Lucian, as they approach a T in the hall.
I'd like to make one final attempt to tackle the assassin to the ground.
Okay. You guys are pretty much in tow, so go for it.
Right. Yeah, because of my whatchamacallit.
Yep, go for it. Give me
Okay.
an athletics.
Athletics, got it. Ooh, that's gonna be a flat D20. 15.
All right. They are going to roll their acrobatics, and in the attempt to dodge here, or come on, dear listeners, buttons. But okay, sweet. Okay, so you slide in with your 15. You know, you do your little slide tackle. She is just like literally like just jumps up, you know, parkours off the wall into like a roll, and then poof, this like cloud of black mist erupts from where her body was when she lands. You know, she like presses her hand against the floor, and boom, the cloud of blackness goes, and you just hear like tick 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 as she like continues down the hall.
Which direction?
You don't see because there is a cloud of darkness, unless you can see.
But I would hear it.
Oh, you'd hear it.
But I would hear it.
Good call.
Yeah.
Roll perception. My fault. Good player.
Mm-hmm. Ah.
You rolling that one. You, so that I don't ruin it for Kovanen, you think she went the other way, and you're certain of it. You're like dead certain that she went whatever the way is that she didn't go, that I'm not going to reveal unless Kovanen is able to discern. Kovanen, you're up.
Okay, Kovanen has Devil's Sight given to him by his Eldritch Invocations and can see in magical darkness, and so he sees which direction they go.
Tell Lucian, just for fun.
Yeah,
She went to the left. Lucian, you're
Okay.
You're dead certain she went to the right.
No, I can see her. Look at my magical eyes right now. I can see she's going to the left. Please, follow me. Don't run into the walls. Do you have a weapon?
Yeah, I do. I should still have my gun on me.
Yeah, and this is something that Rose asked me, you know, when we were talking about, you know, this sequence. Basically, I didn't tell her exactly how it was going to go, but I was basically like, hey, how do you see this going? And you know, whatever. So people essentially are allowed to carry a sidearm, you know, in the city. You
Okay.
know.
I have previously narrated that Kovanen keeps a dagger stored at the small of his back, even in casual dress. You know, when he cut his hair off, that kind of thing. So there's precedent. All right.
Sure.
The gun. I don't know what to do with that. Whatever. And so I run, movement. So how many movements ahead of me are they?
They would be. It would be two. It'd be a move and a bonus move.
Oh, okay. All right then. Well, I will draw the dagger to have it on hand. Use my move. Oh, what's some spells I have? No, because that'll keep us from getting them too. Heck, I'll just yeah,
Come on.
I'll yep, I'm going to move, bonus action dash to get up to them. Use my action for a booming blade attack,
Do it.
which is attack with a dagger. A 20 to hit.
Okay, hits.
Great, I'm the only person near them. No one is near me, so it's 6 piercing plus 4 thunder for 10 plus 10 sneak attack for 20 plus 5 thunder for 25. And if they move, they're going to take that additional 15.
Okay. Sounds good. Rose, you're up.
I've made contact.
Rose is gonna check on Rory, but otherwise she's not going to leave the nursery until at least Zamra or Zaze shows up. Because she's not going to leave Rory unattended.
Yeah, and I mean,
She will definitely be more prepared.
conceivably, Zamra is probably taking care of Erithel. You know, somebody screaming. You know, cool. All right, Lucian.
Yep. Assassin goes before me.
My bad. Assassin goes before you. Kovanen, you see the assassin run into like a diving roll and kind of crouch down on the ground, and then she jumps directly into the air and then like basically like flies straight up and jumps out through a like a windowed like opening, you know, into the Undercity through Lucian's rooms.
Okay. If it complicates things, doesn't change my intent.
Doesn't change mine either. Because, in the words of Mel Brooks, it's good to be the king. Lucian takes out Kyber's Bane. Uses both of his attacks to shoot into the air and yell at the top of his lungs, "Seal the city. Raise the alarms."
Okay. So, you know, there have been people casually walking around as they do in the city and just kind of like stepping out of the way. Give me a con. Roll con for me. Just to see how booming.
Regular con?
Yeah, roll con. I want to see how loud and booming your voice is right now. You know, you scream, 11. It's okay. Everybody around you can hear you. You're all right. It'd have been funny if it was like, oh, nat 1, and you're like voice cracked.
Yeah. Seal the city.
All right. So you yell at an audible volume, and you know you see people around you, you know, kind of start to jump into action. Are you shooting Kyber's Bane? You know, trying to catch them as they are flying out?
No. I'm just shooting right at the ceiling, like trying to bring attention to myself, to yell out, "Seal the city." No. All right, seal the city. We're under attack. Raise the alarm.
Yeah. Sound the alarm. All right. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can... I'll open up the picture here so you guys can see it. And those of you on the internet, I'll give you a little bit of description. The city that Lucian lives in looks kind of like a Mesopotamian or Sumerian style architecture city with lots of like layered levels to each, you know, part of the edifice, stacking its way up to the grand palaces, because he's super rich, and that's cool to be super rich. You know, Lucian has a you know, one of these, you know, top levels of one of these palaces, and you know, she just
The biggest palace, by the way.
yeah, but you're not in the biggest of the biggest palaces. But anyway, there's like these large domed, you know, parts of the structure, and she just like, you know, flew out of one of the domes. Kovanen.
Okay. So there's like you just said she sort of flew out of one of the domes. So we made it to like a domed room or something like that. And there's like some windows up at the up
kind of like
wall.
ringing the dome, you know, and she just like jumps up and then flies out through one of like the windows that's ringing the dome, and you know, glass is falling down because, you know, it's kind of like at an angle. And I'll point to the area specifically that I'm talking about with my mouse. Unfortunately, the internet people can't see this, but it's essentially a dome on the top of an edifice with like a bunch of tiny windows going around the outside of the dome. And she jumps up and flies out of one of those as you get to the end of the hall.
Okay. Come on, and skids to a stop, narrows his eyes in frustration, and thinks, well, that's not really a problem. And he will run up the wall a little bit and leap off of, get his slippers of spider climbing. They're called slippers, which means I can wear them in casual when it's okay. They're not boots. It's weird.
Yeah, they're like dress slippers. You know, you look like Hugh Hefner or, you know, Pitbull.
Sure, why not? That's Kovanen if I've ever imagined him.
Okay.
I don't know if Lucian has Lucian, did you stop running? Did you make it past the darkness?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
Yeah, he made it past the darkness, and he's just kind of shooting up at, you know, like both of his guns. He's like tapping his feet as he shoots. He's like Yosemite Sam.
No.
Bang,
No.
bang,
I'm not.
bang.
I'm not
kidding.
stupid. I'm not
Just
stupid.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
I-
I'm kidding.
I shot one of them.
Oh yeah. He shot one of his guns. Cool. All right.
Of course. So Lucian sees Kovanen run up the wall. Business as usual. He leaps off the wall as he yells, "Well, that's not really a problem!" And he suddenly sprouts Coatl-style feathery dragon wings out of his back that fade from a dark jadish green along the top out to a white-ish sort of peach tan color at the tips of the feathers, and I will use my bonus action to dash through the window. Where is this person?
All right.
Fly through the ceiling.
Yeah. So yeah, you fly up. I'll say that you're able to kind of fly out after them. You go out into the open air of, you know, the Undercity, and you see them just sprinting down the side of the building. You know, kind of similar to how you would before this happens. And we will go back to.
Can I catch them?
Can you catch them?
Yeah.
Well, I
with
mean,
with movement to get up the wall, bonus action to fly out.
yeah, but
I-
you used an action to engage the wings, right?
Excuse me, correct. So it's actually a bonus action to engage the wing, and I had to use my action to get where I am now.
Yeah, so you can't make it quite to them. They basically used all their movement to get away, or maybe two of their movements, and you're only using one. So you're about a turn behind them movement-wise. If you only make one, you're one move behind them. You know, 30 feet, 40
Okay.
feet, whatever, something along those lines. As they are sprinting down the side of the building, Lucian, you just see some weird shit, or Kovanen just did something that you've never seen before.
Yeah.
Rose.
All right.
Rose is being Rose.
Like I said, if somebody else is coming after the nursery,
After the guns,
She-
all the babies in the nurseries are crying.
I know.
There was only 2 babies in the nursery. It wasn't even really a nursery. It was like, there's like a foosball table in there, and you know, like some PlayStations. There's like a picture of some wrestlers on the wall.
Wasn't Sprocket in the nursery at some point
Maybe.
too?
I mean, right, who knows?
That's where they keep the PlayStations,
It's,
of course.
There's a picture. There's a picture of this really big drow by the name of Bulk Bogan.
Yeah.
Bogan,
I love it.
because the drow are canonically Australian.
Right. All right. Lucian, you see Kovanen sprout pair
Wings.
or is it 1 pair or 2 pair?
I imagine it's just one pair.
Yeah, a pair of well, I mean, I guess they're you know, angelic wings.
Yeah. I mean, did anybody heed my call? Like, are there?
Oh, definitely.
guards?
Yeah, there's
What's going
definitely
on?
there are people running. There's I would say maybe not quite yet. Bells aren't going off quite yet, but you know, you have seen people starting to take action. Yeah, it might take another turn or so before, you know, you see guard presence and people, you know, coming to you for further commands. But you assume, based upon what you've seen, that they are going to be shutting things down.
Okay. Then I'm gonna be running to the front of the palace. Then, the main stairs. To try and set up a headquarters or something. I don't know.
Gotcha.
Just trying to get to the out, like basically, yeah, the front of the palace, like trying to get to that front initial stairs to be able to look out on the city, basically.
Right, and so yeah, you can work with the guards to set up a perimeter and so on. Okay.
Exactly.
Um,
And ensure that the Stargate doesn't turn back on.
Oh, cool.
At
Good
all.
point. Good point. All right, Kovanen, I'm sorry, I forgot about you.
No worries. Oh, they moved after I hit them with Gleaming Blade. They take that extra 15 damage for whatever it matters.
Yep. Okay, they are literally running backwards down the wall at this point, looking at you, and they pull out a bolter and shoot a round directly at your head. They're like, "What the hell is going on here?" The 17 hit.
It does.
Okay. Cool. Roll a DC 15 con save, please. Because even the bullets are poisoned.
Natural 1.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, it definitely hits. In this situation, it really doesn't do anything. But, yeah, you take 34 damage. And we'll say that, you kind of, like, get winged a little bit. It's not going to affect you any, but you got shot in the wing. All right. And yeah, that's all they can do with that. And then they use their movement and their bonus action to continue sprinting as they move away.
Wow. Alrighty. That really, really stung. It caught him.
Drow are badasses.
Well, with the right guns and
Yeah.
poison,
Yep.
it can be. I mean, though we have one who's naturally pretty badass, but this one's a bitch.
This one's a
Gosh.
bitch.
Okie doke. Well, I am woefully unranged right now. How many moves ahead of me are they? Movements.
2 moves ahead of you now. Well, actually 3, technically.
Dang,
So if
that's
you
as
use your
many as I
entire
need.
turn of movement, you can catch up with them.
Oh, I know. That's as many as I need to get to them. Does it look? I want to look around and see if I can see what they're running to. I know we're sort of in the middle of like, everything.
You
right
see
now,
that
but
there's
is there anything important?
There's
They
like
could be-
windows and shit everywhere. You realize that they
Yeah.
could break off at any point and just dive through any of these windows, or something along those lines. They're probably just waiting for the right opportunity. Although, roll insight.
$15.
Okay. Yeah, they may be trying to lure you into a trap. All right.
A lot of things run through his mind. I don't know where they're going, or how many people they have, or who all's on the inside. I could. I'm going to say that I don't have my Dimension Door cloak because I don't just walk around with it on if I'm in my casual pajama pants after waking up out of bed. My fly speed is equal to my movement speed, which means I can just get to them. And they're just gonna stab me again. I'm gonna die.
All right. Well, let's do it. Let's do it.
I've seen people use the fly spell before. Is that what it looked like they did, or was it more momentary than that?
I was more momentary than that.
Okay, I will.
Actually,
I will
roll
use
Arcana
my-
for me.
Okay. 5.
You don't know.
Well, it can't hurt to try. So even though they
My
might
bad.
just it can't hurt to try, even though they might just fly away. I don't know, but I will still use my movement and bonus action to fly towards them, a little bit away from the wall, so I can get like a good field of view, and then I will cast Spike Growth on the wall where they are.
Oh dang! All right, cool.
Centered on them. Maybe they can. I don't know what direction they're gonna go. So it's centered on them. If they move while they're in there on that surface, they get hurt.
Yeah. Okay.
It's difficult terrain, which means if they move through it, it's twice movement.
All right, cool. I'm just going to narrow it down to just the two of you. Lucian, we're going to say that you're working on getting the perimeter and everything started. Give me some sort of role, some sort of command role. I don't know, maybe persuasion, maybe intimidation. How would you go about, getting things moving? And
I
we'll
think
do advantage.
All right, I think persuasion might be the way to go here.
Okay, give me a brief description of what that looks like.
Wow, dirty 20 for excuse me, shit. So basically, as people, start kind of crowding around. Am I outside now? Like in the front of the?
Nah, not yet. It's only been a turn in this amount of time, so you're probably making your way down. But I would say just in general, what are the actions that you're going to be taking? 18 is great. I'll say that you're able to pull together.
Well, you said it was at advantage. So.
I'm sorry, 20, even better.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you're getting a little bit of a posse together. Things are moving along. I guess you're not just being a douche yelling at people. You're kind of encouraging people to do their job.
Yeah,
which is great.
I mean,
normal.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've said it a few times. My main concern is making sure the Stargate does not turn back on. Cool. So that is the first thing.
Yeah. I will say that message is relayed by your fastest runner that just I don't know, zips the hell out there somehow.
Okay. And
that's taken care of. Now we'll go back to Kavanen. So you drop this spike growth on the wall. They are going to jump off into the air because essentially you guys are going down, and they are going to basically like drop kick you in the head and try to knock you prone. Which I'm not really sure how that works when you're flying, but I have to assume that you start falling.
Well, I was 30 feet away from them because I only moved twice. You said it was 3 movements away.
Ah, okay. You only move twice, so they're 30 feet away. They are going to basically, stop and jump up, and then kick you in the head. So,
it's a heck of a jump.
Yeah,
and that intimidates me.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I do not have the hover ability, which means I would fall if I were prone.
Acrobatics.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 25 acrobatics. You see them literally like just jump and flip into the air as you're, flying towards them, and they are going to kick you in the head. So this will be a strength versus either your acrobatics. Oh god, it sucks. A strength or acrobatics, athletics or acrobatics roll to resist the 9.
Right, got it. Okay. Hopefully this is really easy for him because he's flying, but he is quite new at flying.
Right. This is your first time flying ever.
It's a measly 15.
Yeah, a measly 15, but she jumps up and she just does this spinning, really cool acrobatic display and just misses. Like your foot is like 4 feet away from your face as you kind of just like pull back and catch some air and use the wind resistance to kick your body back just a bit. And you're up.
Okay. Does that make them closer to me now?
Yeah, they're like right on top of you. They're 4 feet away from you.
Okay, I will move less than 4 feet so that I may attack them with my action. Again, casting Booming Blade.
Mm-hmm.
I have little else at my disposal anyway, so... Although, as they get closer to me, can I see... Do they have like more daggers on them tucked away somewhere? They have like a dagger because they stabbed someone and a gun. Do they have anything else on them?
Roll perception.
Only a 6.
Okay. You don't know.
They must just be happy to see me. Well, dagger attack with booming blade.
Cool.
Only a 10.
Does not hit. All right, they are going to go ahead and go.
I will fly, use my movement to fly farther away from the wall horizontally.
Okay. Good call. All right, they are going to shoot at you. Bang, bang. Fires one shot at you. Oh man, their gun like jams, and she continues to fall as she's like messing around with her bolter that's jammed. And I'm gonna make her roll a DC 15 save to see if as it like blows up in her hand, if she takes any poison damage. Oh man, she takes a boatload of poison damage and is poisoned, and now falling through the air. And I'll say she drops the gun. All right, you're up again.
I will fly at her and continue to attack.
Okay.
If I can reach her, I will attack her.
Sure.
Great. Action, booming blade. 10 to hit.
Doesn't
Unless
hit.
it's advantage because she's like falling or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Shoot.
I'd like to give another order, if that's possible.
Sure.
I want to get guard's eyes like on. I mean, I know for a fact that he followed her out. So obviously I don't know where they are, but eyes on the outside would be able to maybe see this fight that's happening in the air.
Sure.
So I want to like tell guards one of my companions is attempting to wrangle the intruder. Help them as best you can.
Okay.
Help him as best you can to fight the intruder.
All right, go ahead. We can try to send some people that way. I'm not sure how much that will matter after next turn, but yeah, go ahead and give me a quick roll for that.
According to the measurements on the screen, she's going to fall 400 miles. Is that about right?
400 miles. Yep. So
At what point is she gonna just splat?
I was just about to say, Kovanen, give me a perception roll.
Is that a persuasion, DM?
Yeah, and Lucian, give me a persuasion.
Gotcha.
Yeah, she's gonna be falling for a while. 400 miles. Oh, the screen. All right, Lucian. Yeah, some of the people are actually a little like surprised to see you and you giving orders in the situation, and the games are getting started, and they're maybe not super fast on the uptake, but it still works. It's still happening. Kovanen, you realize that you're probably like 10 or 20 feet from the ground. There's a structure directly below where you guys jumped off, and she's falling right now. And, just knowing that she is going to take her turn. And did you move away from her again this time? I didn't hear that.
So yes, I moved away from the wall, and then as she was falling after failing to attack me, I chased her down to attack her, but I failed. I forget the last thing I did. I don't know if I'm right next to her or not, but if I see the next, floor approaching, I'm not going to fly right into it.
Right. Okay. So we're going with that you stayed within 5 feet of her then? That's where your turn ended?
Yeah, I think actually yes, because I think the last thing I said was I missed my attack.
Okay, cool. All right. So, 2 short sword attacks, dagger attacks, whatever you want to call them. She slashes at you again.
Oh god, they both hit.
What do you do?
They hit.
Do you
so
live?
I mean, I guess I make some con saves, right?
Yeah, make the con saves.
Okay. Oh god, here's the first con save. In 11.
Okay, so you take the full damage. Next one.
Next one, sure. Con save. Round 2.
All right, you take
total of
half damage
20.
from that one.
Fuck. So half the poison
Yep.
plus the full piercing.
Yeah, are you alive?
Half the poison is 14 plus 5. No.
You're unconscious?
Well, I am unconscious.
Okay.
She lands on the floor below, presumably taking some amount of fall damage.
Oh no, she
Dive after her.
splats. She splats on the floor. You know, you land on top of her. I'll say that you automatically fail one death save. You know, due to you know, you get a little bit of a cushion blow, and you're also flying. So you know, you were slowing up there towards the end, as you saw that you were, you know, mere feet from the ground with your perception of 20. So we'll say that you don't, you know, just collide with the ground, and you land on her body. So you fail one death save. All right, Lucian.
Yes.
Let's give me a thing here to see if they're going to be able to find his body. We're going to need a pretty good roll here for you guys working your way out there.
All right. All right.
What a way
Here
to
we
start
go.
off the first episode.
Perception, investigation. What do you want?
No. Persuasion to get the people out there.
Oh, what the hell?
All right. 20.
Oh,
Um,
the dirtiest of 20.
it's a dirty 20. It's not a nat 20.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's so dirty.
All right. So we'll say that that's one past death save. Give me another one. You're rolling his death saves for him, essentially.
Oh no,
Let's keep it going.
I don't want this. I don't want this power.
Let's just keep this going. All right. All right. Okay. You just got to pass one more time, and then his body's found, and maybe not resuscitated, but you know they can, you know, stay the dying or whatever. Go ahead.
Oh, another one?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Basically, you're working on getting there. You know, essentially, I'm having you simulate this real quick. All right. Yeah. All right. So you hustle and work your way around, and you have your crew out there. Obviously, they get there long before you. A couple of, like, I don't know. Let's make up this guy. These troops. You get some sort of shock troop that can move rather quickly. You know, they blink and teleport to Kovanen, and are able to give him mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and you know,
Hey, that's Zozzy's job.
I quickly run up and
You're not there
and
yet.
say,
You're too far away. These guys are way faster than you. He just fell like 3 stories. You're not down there yet.
I quickly run up and like move the guy that's trying to do the mouth to mouth.
Fine. You get okay.
And be like,
whatever.
and be like, move, that human nonsense doesn't work. And I'll, you know what? Let's see. I will cast. I run up and I like put my hand on his chest and cast Cure Wounds at I think that's 3rd level. Yes, 3rd level.
Okay, cool. I'll allow it. Whatever. Okay. And I feel like that's a good time for us to take a bio break. We'll pick this up.
Well, okay. Fire break time. Rules is written. Falls happen immediately, and it's 500 feet.
500 feet per turn?
Yeah, you fall instantly. You send up to 500 feet on your next turn.
What the fuck? Well, you know, you guys were like levitating and flying and falling like that. You know, just so you
She
know.
had some weird. So she had some weird other thing going
Yeah,
on.
levitate was the ability she was using.
Okay. I
So
don't know why I said it like that. That's fine.
yeah. So it wasn't quite as, you know, her fall wasn't quite as bad as it could have been, but it had already had the shit kicked out of her. All right, we'll be back in a few. Hey, sorry about that, guys. Oh, the music's still playing.
Yep, I don't mind it.
Had to tuck in my wife. You know. While I stay up and be a responsible adult.
Yeah, you have obligations to fulfill, so that sounds like responsibility to me.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She wouldn't get it.
Yeah. All right, guys. All right, we lost some viewers over the break, guys. Dang it.
That's okay. We at least got my wife in because she wasn't paying attention to her notifications.
Stream says one watching now.
Yeah.
That's me.
Well, it was cool for the time being. Anywho, is everyone here?
I'm here. I don't know if I count,
think
but I'm
so.
here.
Yes, I'm here. But the tornado warning has turned into just a severe thunderstorm warning, and the severe thunderstorm is right overhead right now.
Oh no.
Well, if you need to go, we can do that.
No. If I leave before the session's over, it's because lightning has struck and I am dead.
Okay.
Or the power is knocked out from a pole down the street being struck in a transformer.
Listen,
explosion.
let's say this: if
Yeah, that's not as
Zazie
dramatic.
if Zazie dies tonight, all of us have to go to, wherever they live, and then do shrooms after,
You have to play D&D on my grave.
but shrooms too,
Sure.
so we can have visions, because that's what
That's
we're gonna do.
Oh, true.
Yep. Okay. All right. We're back. So that happened. Lucian was able to, with some clutch leadership roles, rally his troops and save Kovanen from near death. Kovanen, I'm going to say that you come back with debilitating exhaustion. Because I feel like being that close to death requires more than 15 healing touch. Especially considering the poison and the impact and all of that.
I gotta pause for just a second. Whoever just said or Ash's power goes out, you jinxed them.
Okay. Okay.
This is an April Fool's Day joke.
Anyway. Well, Ash, our power did go out. You were disappeared from Roll20. I assume you're not in the voice channel either.
Hello?
Hey,
Man, I was so worried.
hopeful for the
Look,
win.
I know we had that huge talk about lightning striking or whatever. We stopped. We went to start talking about the game. The lights flickered. I was like, oh, huh. And then they went out.
Well, it's okay, because you were okay and none of us were surprised that it actually happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We were just talking about, how I didn't kill Kovanen in the first session, but he almost died, and I'm going to give him debilitating exhaustion until...
From the effort of using his wings for the first time and overexerting
Okay.
himself for the thrill of the chase, and then getting poisoned
Okay.
to death by dagger attacks.
Yeah. And then
That makes sense.
literally almost dying. Fortunately, you're in a place where, like, if one of you guys dies, we're in tier 2.5, maybe even tier 3 territory right now. There's probably some high level healers here,
Right. So, the little rules for the wings mechanic specifies that you can't manifest your wings while wearing armor unless the armor is made to accommodate them, and clothing not made to accommodate the wings might be destroyed when you manifest them. He's just wearing his normalized clothing, so I think he awakens with the tatters of his nightshirt barely hanging onto his torso,
Yeah, your ass clothing is
Jolts.
definitely fucked up.
jolts
Oh.
awake. Lucian can see the glimmer of some iridescent dragon scales across his shoulders, and maybe across in like the T sort of V shape of his sternum and pecs. Lucian. Lucian, I wanted to show you something. I can fly now.
Yes, I saw that. That was. I mean, I know you're just coming back from the dead, but like that was really cool.
Am I? Oh, did she fell? Is she dead?
Well, you're laying in her.
Oh, get me over. Why am I not on the stretcher? Get me up.
Oh, because you
Okay.
just woke up.
Help
Here,
me, please. Thank you.
Lucy stands up and offers him a hand, and will help him to stand.
Okay. I would have subdued them if it were in my abilities, but then they leapt off of the building. Sorry.
He just kind of points at the smush on the floor.
Yeah, they
Don't
did
worry
that.
about it.
They did that to themselves. There's a lot I would have liked to have known as well. Well, anyway, let's find the others.
You know, in an off, very weird sense, we now know what it's like to throw something off of buildings, but like from the other side.
We need not ever let those intrusive thoughts win.
That was a weird way of wording it. Makes sense.
He will use his bonus action to dismiss the wings with a weird flex of his back. He's not really used to that yet. They poof away into little magical feathers that drift off on the wind. And
So,
So, all right. So okay. So here's my thought process. You were an elf, and then you weren't an elf, and
I'm following you.
and then you became like a changeling, right? Is that what it's called? And now you're part dragon. What's going on here?
I think perhaps I've been a little bit of all of those all along.
Oh.
I'm not sure things are so straightforward to define with the lady, given that, she's draconic, he says, leaning in for a whisper.
Oh. Lucian's eyes get really wide. Oh.
Yeah, let's go find the others.
You should rest.
You're right.
Yeah.
Speaking of the others,
Uh,
did Zazie make it into the city before Lucian had the gate shut down?
Definitely. You were already on your way in.
Thank
In
God.
fact, I will say, let's say, fuck it, cue Zazie coming in. Zazie, you saw, roll perception for me.
Huh, who's that guy falling out of the sky? Oh, well.
Oh wait, that was
9.
the wrong button.
that was persuasion.
Perception is +1, so it would have
Roll
been
again.
11.
Just for the shits and giggles of it.
20.
Thank you. That's so much better. Thank you. That makes the story better for me to tell. You come in at the Stargate right here at the base. There are multiple tiers that step up. This is the highest tier of basically the civilian quarter. And you're making your way up, and as you get about here, you see like some bodies falling from about here, and there's like some switchbacks and whatever, and with a 20 perception, I would say by the time you're there. Roll perception again.
We're like here.
Yeah.
14.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird. Looks like it could be somebody you know. Not certain though. But there's definitely some people, you know, fighting in the air as they were falling. You know, a couple of levels up in the palace grounds.
She'll squint. Look at the ground. Look at her feet. Look at all the stairs she still has to climb. And then cast fly on herself.
Oh damn. Okay. Wow. I didn't know you could do that. So.
And she heads over to whatever's going on.
All right. Yeah, we'll give you a little bird's eye view. Rose, what are you up to?
Still just keeping an eye on Rory unless somebody's telling her what's going on.
Yeah, I wish I had a different song to kind of play whenever we went to Rose's scene, you know, like Rockabye Baby or whatever.
I don't know. She's definitely not relaxed. She
yeah.
is.
I forget the name of the song, but it's definitely like do 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 do.
Oh yeah, the elevator music or something.
No. Fucking. It's from like an old show. I don't remember what it's
Oh,
called.
the Benny Hill thing.
Yeah, Benny Hill. There you go.
Oh God. Okay. Anyway, so Zazie, you're approaching this. I don't know, congregation of people surrounding a body on the ground. As you approach, you can see, as a matter of fact, I do know those people. That's Lucian and Kavana.
Then she will push through the people, like shoving people out of the way, to try and get over to them.
Okay. Roll athletics or intimidation, just to see how. I just want to see how this goes for you.
That's 18.
Okay, that's pretty well. They kind of let you go through. As you're pushing your way through there, you see some of them getting a little bit of agitated. Lucian, you hear a little bit of commotion as you guys are, standing on this essentially, ledge here that's wrapping this level. There's a body splattered on the ground and a Kavanen on top of the body, and then Zazie's pushing her way in unexpectedly through the guards that are surrounding you guys.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Lucian will turn around and hopefully see Zazie and let her through.
Lucian, come on in. Is that you? Come on in.
Yes, it's me. Yes, it's just me. I'm fine, he says, standing there in rags of a shirt, normal pants, and shoes.
I'll look at the guards and let her through.
They start moving in, like grumbling loud. Who the hell is this? But they move out of your way. While they give Zazie the evil eye.
He's not paying attention.
Kavana, what are you doing there, man? What's your move right now while these people are moving in around you?
Oh, well, it was to follow Lucian's lead. He needs to handle this situation, of course. Kavana doesn't really know where to go get rest. So he was going to follow an authority figure, which in this case is his friend Lucian. And then Zazie. So I guess he's still just like standing there, like in the middle of everything. Hey, everyone, I don't have a shirt on.
Lucian will stop Zazie in her tracks.
She's like got her cloak half off to go and give it to Kavanen to cover up.
Yeah. Zazie. Kavanen has fallen in battle. So, take him up to your rooms. I'll send up someone to heal him further. He quite literally fell.
It's it's nothing we oh, my ribs haven't seen before. But I should probably receive some
Good God.
attention from a professional.
I leave to go talk to Katara for 30 minutes, and you run off, and
There
you
was
get
an
into a
assassin.
fight.
There was
And
an
you get
assassin,
hurt.
Duzzy. There was an assassin. I chased them.
There was an assassin while I was gone?
They stabbed me so very well. Yes.
Lucian, just kind of like seeing her flustered nature, just like presses a hand into her back, like between her shoulder blades, and just pushes her into Kovanen so that they can embrace. And then he'll like walk off to the guards and like try to get shit under, squared away.
So Lucian, as you're walking off to talk to the guards, one of them comes rushing up the switchback. Like if you look down below you, the level you're on, there's a staircase that goes down to the next level on the outside of the palace walls.
This right here, right?
Yep, exactly. So he's running up the staircase. He's like, Master Lucian, we got the gate closed, and we're all, there's a perimeter drawn, and we just need to know what we need to do next. My name is Officer High Commander Centration.
All right. Centration. All right. This is the plan for now. As of right now, make sure a healer is sent up to their room to check on my companion here. He is of great import to me, so ensure that he receives the best care. Secondly, there was an
Secure the nursery. The
yes.
The
Can
nursery?
we please ensure there are 2 guards posted at the door of the nursery until we figure out our next move. And finally, as I was saying before, there was an assassin within our city. I'm not entirely sure whether or not they were working alone, but there needs to be some moves made to ensure that that everyone is checked to make sure that they are not working with anyone else.
Oh.
It is very possible that they could look like anyone. So
Sorry, continue. I apologize. I had like an epiphany, but continue. I'm sorry.
it is very possible that they can look like anyone. So so express extreme caution. I would ask that everyone be frisked to ensure safety. At this point, make sure that your closest officers are to be trusted. Until we reach a final understanding, the city is to be put on complete lockdown, and I would expect reports from you or your high command on the hour.
He gives you crisp salute. Now, I'm going to go backtrack a little bit. And I was like, how are these people getting around? How are they zipping around so fast? They are, Cathalis is one of the hierarchy of the Solitar. they're on fucking they're on elemental hoverboards.
Oh yeah, the surfboard things.
Yeah.
The,
Why the
the,
fuck?
the wind boards.
Flame.
Yeah.
Essentially, they look just like a, with the flame ring that goes around the airships. They use that technology. Essentially, the Giants are the ones that created the binding technology, and the Sulatar, which is the tribe that Lucian is from, are essentially the oldest elemental binders in Eberron. So yeah, they are on their Green Goblin hoverboards that they fly out there on. One of them reaches down and snatches Lucian up, and he rides with them as they go and catch up with Kovanen. That's how they got there. That makes sense. What was I thinking? Why was that not the first thing my mind went to? I already introduced that
I forgot they existed as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was the first thing. When you guys came, they gave you an escort where there was like 12 guys riding on, flaming hoverboards that came and picked you all up. So, anyway, that is how that happened. Internet. All of you internet people that are listening and saying, hey, he just didn't want to kill his player in the first, hour of year 3. And you're right. But also, hoverboards. They exist. Look online. Look it up. Look up the Sulatar. You'll find it. Believe me. It's an important thing, and you all should know about it. Anyway, continue, Lucy.
Clarification made.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Internet.
Okay, yeah. Kovanen is sure to announce, his assassin in the nursery. And then head falls forward on Azazi's shoulder. I am quite tired. We should find somewhere to rest. We should go to the rooms, perhaps. Which is where Lucian said the medic should go. So that works out.
Okay. I still have 7 minutes of flight. Here, piggyback.
I would love to be able to fly. This is wonderful. Thank you.
She'll give him a piggyback ride. Or she will try.
It's successful. They make it.
Whoa!
They fly up the floors that they had just fallen down. They fly all the way to their rooms. Heck.
Heck, indeed.
Yeah, piggyback ride successful. Lucian, you can have one of the hoverboard operators take you back up as well.
No, I'm gonna have them take me to like the guard station.
Okay. Yeah. You go to what is the main like police barracks called where like they all meet?
Headquarters.
Headquarters. I was looking for a different name. But you go to watch headquarters, Lucian. The rest of you guys are going to be back up in the rooms. So let's resolve that first. Rose, you see some people fly in through some broken windows. Oh, look, it's Zazie and Kovanen. Zazie, can I get an athletics roll from you real quick to fly around carrying someone that's like an inch taller than you?
And some number of pounds lighter.
I would say and lighter because he has less muscle.
7.
7? Oh, that will not do. That will not do. You are just having the hardest time flying with him. I'll let you make one more athletics roll to see if you're able to make it there.
You know what? Piggyback isn't working. Let me princess carry you instead.
Okay.
16.
Fine. This is the intro. We're still in the intro.
My pride can take it. My pride can take it.
Yeah. He carries she carries you like Princess Charming across the threshold, and it's beautiful.
I love it.
Hello.
Rose, is Aurora okay?
He doesn't get down from the arms.
Yeah, she's fine. Where's Lucian?
Someone make the start.
What do you think I'm doing right now?
Hope you're playing playing our game.
Lucian is with the Sergeant Master. They are discussing, that.
So I want to change his name because I was thinking of the word centurion, okay, and then Lucian. I was like, Centration. His name is Centration.
I think it's a good name. I think you
Fine.
should keep it.
Fine, it's Centration.
Keep
We're
it.
sticking with it. We love
He
it.
had like 2 titles or whatever, so he's whatever Kovanen just said.
Yeah,
Well, that's a name that we're never gonna remember.
yeah. High
3
Marshal.
sessions in. What was that
High-
guy's name again?
High Marshal Centration. I'll write it. I'll write it down so we don't forget it.
Lucian ending to his High Master of the Lieutenants. They're discussing the security matters of what just happened. How are you? How are the kids? Are all of the kids here? Who's here? What happened?
It was just Aurora and I. Zarmad had headed off to go talk to Lucian. Zazie, I don't want you to leave Kovanen alone. Can you watch Rory and him while I go find Zamra? Is
Yes.
it okay?
Yes. Just
Alright.
let me 1 second. She'll go to her room, she'll toss Kavanen on the bed,
Oh,
then go and pick up Aurora.
you should have dropped me then. Oh.
What happens when she throws you on the bed, Kavan? Do you
It's
bounce?
a gentle toss.
Okay. Okay.
But
You know,
he still
like
goes,
when you were
"Oh."
tossed on the bed as a kid?
Yeah, Kavan, can you roll D6 pride damage for me, please?
Oh, he's as pleased as pie.
Nice. Pride. I'm sorry. You roll negative D6 pride damage. Ah, yes.
Rolled, he 4 pride bonus.
Ooh. Okay. Anyway, I'm. I already got called out once this week for being inappropriate. I'm gonna go ahead.
No, whatever.
Anyway, not with you guys though. You guys are way more inappropriate than I am. All of you.
Besides, he goes to get Aurora.
And then brings Aurora back into the room with Kavanen. So they can all hang out.
He got a new shirt.
Cool. Rose, so you make
Discipline.
your way out into the sitting room, and as soon as you open the door, roll initiative.
Oh, motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
What?
$17.
Okay. Mine's gonna be at a +2. As you step through the door, you feel a firm yet delicate hand grab you by the throat and ram your head against the wall, and then it's followed by, "Oh, Rose, I'm sorry. And it's Zamra, and she takes a step back and she, pulls her longsword is pointed directly at your eye, back, and takes a couple steps back. Whew.
Right. That's on me. I probably should have
Knocked
Said
or something.
Hey, look at it this way. I'd have given somebody the element of surprise.
Sure, that is a very good point because you certainly gave me the element of surprise. Is Lucian is everyone okay? I just want to make sure.
Kovanen got a little banged up, it looks like, but
Hmm.
Rory's fine. You are fine, right? You
Yes,
and Edithil?
and Edithil is behind the chair in the corner.
We need to get y'all out of here. I don't know who they were after, but it's one of y'all. let's go back to not the nursery. I told Zazie to take Rory back to her room.
Yeah, and
Let's go back
at
there.
this point, guards are actually making their way, down the halls, and each end of the hall as you step out with her is cordoned off. Yeah, it's good.
Right. Lucian went off to talk to his guards folk. Whew. One hell of a day so far. I've only been in the city for 2 days? At most? Rosalie, her back to Zazie's room, knocking on Zazie's door before entering, seeing if they can come in.
Yeah, she'll say, "Enter," and they come in. She's got Kovanen and
Housekeeping.
Aurora bundled up in blankets.
Kovanen found his own shirt.
Both swaddled.
Now he's taking pride damage. 'Cause he was fine. He was sitting there and he was okay, and then he got wrapped up, and now he's a little.
Yeah.
She's like wrapped up
He doesn't even have
in
any
a
feet
warm
anymore.
blanket,
He just looks like a bead.
wrapped up in a warm blanket with a cup of hot cocoa.
little caterpillar.
I
How
can't read
could
this.
she?
My
How
arms are
could
wrapped
she?
up. No, I don't want you to feed it to me. Stop it.
Please, just
Hello,
stop.
hello. So nice to see you again, Zamra.
Right.
She gives you a quizzical look. Looks at
I
Rose.
didn't choose this.
I
I
don't
could
know
get
what
out
you...
of it now.
Rose,
I
would you
can
like to
say.
hold Ethel? I'm gonna
Yeah.
grab the beds from the nursery. I guess we'll all be holding up in this room for now.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Good one. Like it.
Yeah. Moment later, you hear housekeeping. me fluff your pillow. I'm just kidding. That doesn't happen. A moment later, you hear a knock on the door. It's just me. I'm here. Clearly, Zamra, rolling in the the little, I don't know, the fucking cribs. I have no idea. She has gotten the guard to help her, and they're beginning to move this stuff in. But I'm gonna switch to Lucian real quick.
All right.
Lucian, you're at headquarters. Everything seems to be working, like clockwork. They have closed off the city. You are basically in a state of what's the word? Martial control.
Martial law.
Martial law. That's what I'm saying. They are slowly deploying basically everybody from reserves and putting the state in the city into a state of martial law. Yeah, it's uncomfortable because the games were supposed to be starting, so they're actually calling in guards from the the overland, but they can't get in because the gate is shut. So there's like a bit of a weird limbo going on right now between the top half and the lower half because of the situation.
Yeah, exactly.
So, High Marshal Centration, fucking hate that name, walks up to you. All right there, Lucian. Master Lucian. Think we have everything ready for whatever it is that you're trying to do next. Received a bit of a message from your father. He's up top, preparing for the games, and so is your uncle and a few other family members. It seems like you're the only one down here, and they've requested, well, to be able to come back down and try to resituate things. Apparently, there was a bit of an envoy coming from House Deliranda today, and this is a bit of a kink in the gears, so to speak.
No, of course, I completely understand. I think my father should be warned. I've received word that someone within his direct circle is not to be trusted. So if he is up top in Obsidian proper, then he should also have guards around him as well. I guess Thalandor protected at all costs. But first things first, we need to understand how many more of these possible assassins are within the city. It is very likely that this one was not working alone. Unfortunately, we cannot ask her unless you have someone who can speak with Zed.
Yeah,
But,
we do have people investigating and checking out the body, and as soon as we're done looking at the body, we can give you a bit of a report. But as it is right now, we have very little evidence, and I think it's just a matter of time before we have enough information to let you know what our, I guess what our findings are. So,
All right.
I think for the time being, you have the whole city watch on this. We'll let your father down, and the uncle, and the rest of your family proper down where they belong, and we'll keep the rest of the people more so from exiting the city. But do you feel like it's necessary for us to keep it in this state, considering the assailant is dead?
Yes, absolutely. And I think that all people entering should also be checked as well. As I said before, someone within my father's direct employ is someone that means nefarious intent. So, I mean, if I could give the order to keep everyone in Obsidian, I would.
All right, we'll have your father down here and your uncle, and I think the three of you need to resolve this. So for the time being, since you're the one here, I will follow your commands, but I'm going to let the two of them down here, and then after that, you know that your father is back in charge again. So he just gives you like a bit of a nod, but we will be on the investigation, and I'll give you all the information that we come up with. So,
if it's at all possible, even if my father must take charge again, I would still request that any and all reports are still brought to me, as well as him. But when that time comes, I would ask you that the reports that are brought to me are done with great secrecy is not the word that I want to use, but it means the same thing.
I know what you mean too. I can't remember words tonight. Subtlety? That's not the right
Subtlety.
word. But it's close.
Yeah,
It's close enough. Yeah. Okay. Give me a persuasion roll, please.
All right. Come on. New pair of shoes. Advantage?
Nope.
Damn. 10.
All right, I'll see what I can do in this situation, but I think probably wait for your father to get back down here, and he'll know exactly what to do. But I will make sure to give you any sort of reports that
You know what? When they come back down to the city, I would, I will, both of them, in. You know what?
I mean, it's more about your father. You and your uncle, I would say, I believe you have the same command level, but
Well,
Like
I
I
mean,
said-
he should be in the room as well.
right.
Regardless, what I'm saying is, what room is the most intimidating in the
What? What do you mean?
palace?
I mean, I've always found the grand hall to be a bit intimidating, but not in like a bad way. It's more of like, wow, this room is beautiful kind of thing, versus like, oh, he's terrifying. Of course, the dungeons, were pretty intimidating. I don't think that's a great
What
place
I'm-
for us to have a meeting, but
What I'm asking for is a place of power. Besides, yeah.
well, yeah, the grand hall. Where your father.
All right then. So, have someone bring a long table into the grand hall, and 3 chairs.
Roll persuasion.
All right. Come on, baby. 13.
He gives you kind of like a weird side eye. All right. You do know that I'm the Grand Marshal of. You know what? Don't worry about it. I'll have it taken care of. Immediately. But
Thank you.
if you don't mind, I'd like to get back to our business here and continue our investigations.
Yes, please do.
Everything is under control.
And I will make my way back to the to the grand hall, and I mean to sit at the head of the. So that
All
should ruffle some feathers.
Yeah, I'll be delivering it or having it delivered presently.
Thank you.
Okay.
And yeah, Lucien will walk out with his head held high and his chest puffed out, and walk out of the room and walk through the city back towards the palace.
Okay. And back to the other group real quick. You know what? Actually, I'm going to cut it here. I think that's a good stopping point for everybody. We can kind of take care of some, some cleanup, some side business after the session while we chat about things. But I feel like that kind of, say good.